Hi, everybody. It's Monday. It's Monday already? How did that happen? So if you remember what I said on Friday, I was going to be in Pittsburgh this weekend. Well, I was definitely in Pittsburgh this weekend. At least that's where my hotel was. That's not where I was. I stayed in the Pittsburgh area, but on Saturday I drove all the way up to Erie, which, if you look at a map of Pennsylvania, and you look at the top little tongue, I guess you could call it, that juts out of the top part of Pennsylvania, Erie's up there. I was in a small town called Northeast, which is about 10 miles east of Erie. It's a 2-hour drive from the hotel in Pittsburgh. So, yeah. Needless to say, I was very tired when I got back to the hotel later on that night. Sunday, I stayed in the Pittsburgh area, so I didn't have a whole lot of driving to do, but I still had the 3-hour drive back to Harrisburg on Sunday night. It was an interesting weekend, though. Friday night, I found out I had no brake lights for however long that was. I had been driving probably a good amount of time with no brake lights, so that was something I took care of today. Saturday, we had some rain come in. Actually, Saturday has an interesting story. Last summer, I went down to West Virginia along the New River Gorge for a couple days, and in that time, I met 2 guys from Ontario that were down visiting the area. Never thought I'd see them again until Saturday. I was out and about, and this car from Ontario shows up, and it's the same 2 guys that I met down in West Virginia. Pause for a minute while I change the camera battery. And resume. As I was saying, I met the 2 guys again when I was in Northeast on Saturday. They were actually back on their way down to West Virginia to a different section of the state to take some pictures and whatnot. So they only stayed about an hour because they had a pretty long drive ahead of them. Sunday, as I mentioned, I spent around the Pittsburgh area, which wasn't a whole lot of driving, but I still managed to go back and forth. I did get into Ohio a little bit. As I was heading back east, closer to where I would get on the interstate to come back east, I came around a bend, and right across the road was a giant tree limb, which kind of threw a wrench into the whole plan, so I had to turn around and go back the way I came. Since I wasn't completely familiar with that area, I could use only the roads I knew, which weren't too many since it was my first time out there. And that's the extent of my weekend. I got back about 11:30 last night, was in bed by midnight, and I got up at 6:15 to work this morning. So I'm going to take a nap now, then I'm going to edit this video, and then I'm going to upload this video. So I think that's all for this entry. Have a good day. Stay awake. I'll see you tomorrow. So, can I just sleep for a day? If I sleep for a day, I think I'll be better. Ugh.